Yeah, I'm definitely not a religious person. But I am very spiritual. Spirituality is my spirituality and what I choose to call God, my higher power, is like the biggest part of my life. And there's a big difference between spirituality and religion. For me, the definition, I mean, not like the like literal definition of spirituality, but the definition in my head is that I think spirituality is for like people who have gone to hell and back. And you know, like those kind of people can be religious too, but like for me it's like I think religion has like so much it's like forced upon a lot of people, you know, and I feel like spirituality is found through like experiences. And for me, that's how I found my spirituality. You know, I found my spirituality in active addiction, which is like the weirdest thing in the world. You know, and I get like weird, I get embarrassed when I tell people that in like meetings and stuff because I feel like people think I'm lying. I feel like they're like, okay, bitch. But yeah, I got left at a music festival when I was like 16, and I had already been like in the throes of my addiction. Like, I mean, like prostituting, like had already been raped, like was just, I was dead inside at that point in my life. That was just probably the darkest point in my life. Even after I got sober the first time and then, you know, went back out, it was hands down the darkest period of my life. And I yeah, I got left at this music festival and I was like tripping on acid and on a plethora of other things. But I had this moment where it was like all these weird things happened throughout that festival. And I went into this guy's tent to try to like finesse some free drugs out of him. And I came back out and our campsite was right across the way, and me and my friend's entire campsite was gone. The people that we came with left, and they took all of our stuff with them. And I had this aha moment where I was like, everything that is happening in your life, like you deserve. Like you manifested this in your life. The way you treat people, the way you act. I was like, karma's real. and I think that's really like was the start of my spirituality was, you know, like the universe and karma. And from that point on, I tried to like implement, and then I went to rehab like very shortly after that for the first time. And you know, they talked about spirituality a lot more. And I went back out and I had this like idea where I was like, I'm gonna keep using but I'm gonna like keep these like principles in my like life, you know. I'm gonna try to act like a good person. I'm gonna try to treat people the way I want to be treated, you know. And I would pray and meditate like every morning. You know, that's not to say I wasn't still gonna steal your cocaine at the end of the night, but I like really, really, really tried to be a better person throughout my addiction. And I think that's really like kind of what led me to sobriety was, you know, it was like and it's so weird that the verbiage that I would use when I would pray every morning, I would beg God, I'd be like, God, like I want to be free. Like, God, please make me free. And I don't think I realized what I was asking for when I would pray, you know, like when I would ask for that, because that's, and it didn't feel like it, like when I went to rehab, like it didn't like, I was like, oh, I'm fucking free. Like, you know, like it felt really hard and it was like really scary, but that's what God gave me, you know, and was freedom from like everything, you know. And it's such a big part of my life today because people die trying to get what I have. You know, like there are people in recovery that, you know, in long-term recovery, and I think like when you're in like the throes of it and like you are just like, you know, like you're sober and you're not like, you know, sucking dick for crack anymore. You know, it's like you don't think about it. But like it's so important, you know, and it's so important to me. And I think that's why and I get like really emotional, you know. And I think it was after my brother died trying to get sober that it really like sank into me like how important that this stuff is. And and how important my spirituality is to me, because at the end of the day, like, there's so many ways to get sober, you know, and like there's a lot of taboo about like, oh, the 12 steps is the only way and this is the only way or whatever, you know, but like at the end of the day, like my spirituality like keeps me sober, you know, and showing up for others spiritually like keeps me sober. And that's such a gift, you know, a gift that like not everyone is fortunate enough to have, and people literally fucking die trying to get it. So it just means the world to me, and like the gifts that God has given me, like, I mean, my life is transformed completely. And I'm like a reflective person. Like I look back on my life a lot, you know, and I think about the places that I put myself in, the things that I did, you know, and I'm like, I shouldn't be alive. Like I shouldn't. But I am, and it's important that I take advantage of that.